Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is proof Nick Wright truly knows absolutely nothing about basketball. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you check out Dreamerspro Max. It's an online sports community that we created, a place where you can start basketball discussions, chat live during games, and so many other cool things. So make sure you guys check it out and get 7 days of access. We have that linked in the description below. Also, make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join the channel to receive loyalty badges that change every month, and also to make sure your comments are responded to whenever we go live. So anyway, let me get into this topic here. So listen, I truly don't enjoy talking about Nick Wright. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I really don't. Some people seem to be enamored with Nick Wright. I'm really not. Like, some people, like a lot of people out there, a lot of basketball fans feel like this guy's out there saying something, groundbreaking. Most of the time, I think he's just saying a bunch of nonsense. And last time I was watching the game between the Lakers, as I was watching the game between the Lakers and the Raptors, the person that kept on coming to my mind was Nick Wright. Right, because of the bold statements he's been making, really outlandish statements he's been making about the Lakers, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, he just kept on coming to my mind. I'm like, no, so today I got to get this off my chest. So listen, I've said for a long time now that Nick Wright doesn't know anything about basketball, right? And there's so many pieces of evidence for this. The first big thing that he said, a while back, when I really understood at this point that this guy really doesn't know what the heck he's talking about, was when he said at no point in time Kobe Bryant was ever the best player in the world, when so many NBA players, numerous amount of NBA players, said that Kobe was the best player when he played, including LeBron James, right? But Nick Wright was the first person I ever heard say that. And then after him came Shannon Sharp, right? He was the first guy I said, wait, did I just hear what he just said? Did I hear that properly? That was the first thing that he said, right? Then he said some things recently, like, when he does his tier system, I think this pyramid system or whatever it is that he has once a week or whatever it is, and he ranks players, and somehow every single time, no matter what happens, whatever transpires during the week, LeBron would always end up number one. And at one point he ranked Kawhi Leonard a tier 3 NBA player. I think he had at one point Luka Doncic and others ranked ahead of him. That's when I was like, okay, this guy truly doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. I think he's just out here saying things just to get people's attention. Really, truly, that's what I'm beginning to believe. He's called the Clippers frauds, and he's gone on to say so many crazy things that you sit there and you ask yourself, what is this guy truly talking about? Now, we did a video recently talking about this when we said Chris Broussard exposed Nick Wright on live TV, right? And Nick Wright went out there and was spitting his foolishness to the point where Chris Broussard basically had enough. And he was like, no, hold up. You got to cut this nonsense out. So for those of you guys who missed that video and don't know what I'm talking about, take a listen to Chris Broussard pretty much just calling Nick Wright out on live TV. Take a listen to that.
I'm listening to Brandon, and Brandon's been on that AD has not ascended to the level he needed to all years, to his credit. And then AD got hurt, now he's back and he's worse than he was before. And so that's been a topic of Brandon's all year. And I'm listening to Broussard. Broussard, let me just ask you a question. If you take LeBron and Anthony Davis off the Lakers roster, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, do they have a top 50 player? Like, who's the next best player on the team? Is it Kuzma? Is it KCP?
No,
It's Schroeder, I guess, probably.
Schroeder's
probably the best.
Yeah, that notch below all-star. Yeah. He's that notch below
Okay, so they got one top 50 guy, but they don't have another all-star. They wouldn't have an all-star.
Right.
So then you put AD on the team, and we're saying, and AD is playing this season statistically the worst year of his career since his rookie season. Man, oh man, it sure sounds to me like either one of two things are true. Either the Lakers are totally screwed, or if this ragtag group of guys can be brought together just by a 36-year-old man in his 18th season, and they somehow show up in the finals, and God forbid in those finals they beat the unbeatable supernova that is the Brooklyn Nets, we're really, really going to have to start evaluating how we as a collective do talk about the guy who's not playing right now, LeBron James, because Wilds, I don't know if you're hearing what I'm hearing, but what I'm hearing is the Lakers aren't that good. What do you mean, stop it? What I'm hearing is the Lakers are not that good. Anthony Davis, who is supposed to be no, but one of them's there.
Take
Anthony
the
Davis
best
is
two
there.
players off
And you
any
just
team,
said,
and they're not very good.
Okay, but
Take Devin Booker and Chris
they're only
Paul
missing
off Phoenix and see how good they are.
Right. Hold on.
Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert
but
off
Anthony
Utah.
Davis
Stop
is
it,
there. Anthony Davis is there, though.
Now, in that soundbite, he said, okay, Nick Wright, he said that even if Anthony Davis was injured or wasn't playing well, he believes that if LeBron James comes back healthy, without AD, LeBron could take the Lakers to the finals. That's what Nick Wright said. Without AD, LeBron himself, or by himself, could take the Lakers to the NBA Finals. And I said to myself, like, who says this? Who says this? And then what's crazy is, when he says stuff like that, there are people that watch those videos in comment sections that go out there and say, oh yeah, facts, Lakers in 2, Lakers in 1. I'm like, yo, what? Like, people actually believe what this guy's saying, right? And I'm just like, wait, what? To the point they had to laugh him off the set, basically. Now, the Lakers are 6-7 over their last game. Their last 6, they've lost 6 out of their last 7 games. Last night I was watching the Lakers play against the Raptors. I think it was in the second quarter, early second quarter, the Lakers were up. So I tuned out. I said, okay, the Lakers are going to win the game. I tuned back in like maybe 10 minutes later, and I saw the Lakers were down by like 10, 12 points. I was like, what? They went down? So I was like, okay, let me watch this game because I'm sure the Lakers are going to come back and ultimately win this game. And as I was watching, they just couldn't seem to come back. And of course, Kyle Lowry went off, right? And I was saying to myself at one point in the fourth quarter, I'm like, where's LeBron? Then I noticed that LeBron wasn't on the floor. I think they said he tweaked his ankle or something like this, right? Then I said, wow. They ended up losing to the Raptors, who are the number 11 seed in the Eastern Conference, right? Remember, Nick Wright said that even if AD didn't play well, or if AD's not available, LeBron can take him to the Western Conference, to the finals at least. Bearing in mind that LeBron played the last game with the Sacramento Kings, we're going to cut him some slack because he came back that game. This game he played too, but now he stepped out of the game because he wasn't feeling all right. And LeBron has already said he never believes he's going to be 100%. So, Nick Wright and all of this, maybe I missed something. Nick Wright has been saying that the Clippers are the best, the Lakers are the best team in the West. So even without LeBron, the Lakers should be able to at least be competitive, right? That's not what's happening. In fact, the Lakers are regressing. And in all of his analysis, somebody that's supposed to know about basketball, how is it possible? How is it possible that if he's truly analyzing these games and analyzing the Lakers, how is it possible that Nick Wright has such a strong stance and strong belief in the Lakers when Anthony Davis has been playing horribly? Let me give you guys Anthony Davis's stats in case you guys missed it. Anthony Davis has been terrible. In the month of April, in 5 games, he's averaging 17.4 points per game. He's shooting 41% from the field. Hear what I just said. 41% from the field. Okay, he's shooting 20% from the three-point line, 71%, from the free throw line, getting you 6.2 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 2 blocks. In the month of May, which we just started, AD's now dropped down to 12 points. He scored 12 points. He's shooting 31% from the field. It's getting worse by the day. And AD's been back for about 5 or 6 games now. He's shooting 0% from the three-point line. He's shooting 67% from the free throw line. He's getting you 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals and 1 block. AD, guys, is regressing. He's regressing. And today I was listening to Nick Wright, and they were asking him, Nick, are you concerned? And he goes, no, I'm not concerned. No. Why would I be concerned? And they said, but wait a minute. What if the Lakers end up in the play-in tournament? Because the Lakers are now the number 7 seed in the West. Hear what I just said. They're the number 7th seed. They're not catching the Clippers. So the Lakers are fighting for 5 or 10, depending on what's going to happen. And he goes, no, I'm not worried about it. There's nothing to be worried about because there's no scenario, Nick, there's no scenario that the Lakers can go into. And then in the play-in button, they're going to lose to the Grizzlies or this team. And then Brandon says, but hold on. You're so confident. They just lost to the 11th seed Raptors. So if they could improve, they could beat the Raptors. What makes you so confident that they could beat the Warriors or the Grizzlies? And he's like, are you saying that the Lakers are not good? It's like, bro, are you watching the games? Are you watching the games? Let me tell you guys something else. For some of you guys that have this kind of like blind hope in Nick Wright, let me give you guys a dose of reality here. This is the Lakers' remaining schedule. These are their next opponents. as we speak, the Lakers, the next opponents, listen to this, tonight, they're playing the Denver Nuggets, who just beat the Clippers. Then they're playing the Clippers. Then they're playing the Blazers. And then they're playing the Suns. Those are their next 4 opponents, and I think they're going to play the Knicks, the New York Knicks in that stretch. There's a possibility that the Lakers may drop probably 3 of those games. They may get 1. I don't know which one they're going to get. It may be against the Nuggets tonight. Who knows? They may drop 4. If the Lakers drop 4 of those games, which is a real possibility because those are all playoff teams. The Lakers right now, as we speak, are number 7th in the Western Conference. I'm looking at the losses now because that's really important. They're tied for losses with Portland and the Mavericks. The Mavs already have the season tiebreakers. I said before, you remember I said this, that it was they could not lose both of those games to the Mavs. So bear that in mind. If they end up with the same record as the Mavs, they're still going to be below them. If they lose these next 4 games with 28 losses, they're going to probably end up as the 8th, 9th, or 10th seed. So they're going to be in the play-in tournament. They're going to be in the play-in tournament. And no one is going to tell me that, oh, being in the play-in tournament is just fine because guess what? We're still good. Anything can happen in the play-in tournament. And I think the lower seed only has 1 opportunity to get in, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember how it goes. I think the 7 or I don't remember the format. That's why LeBron just came out here and called it whoever came up with that thing should be fired. And in all of this, some people are going to wake up every day and be like, oh, yeah, Nick Wright. Yeah, Nick Wright. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, man. He knows what he's talking. If the Clippers lost 6 out of 7 games and I came out here and I'm talking, I feel absolutely confident in the Clippers. So what if they end up in the play-in tournament? They'll beat anybody. Y'all would laugh me off this channel. Y'all will probably report the channel because y'all like, this dude is smoking something. But let it be Nick Wright, and you go, oh, yeah, he's making some profound points. Yeah, he's making some profound points. Given the words that he's using, and given the fact that he has a suit on today, he must be making some profound. I think he's really, I think he's onto something. He's only one, but I think he's onto something. This dude knows nothing about basketball. Half of the time it's hit or miss. Last year he picked the Lakers to win the title. Go look at the odds. If the Clippers didn't win, the Lakers are going to come out of the West, and the Lakers came out. People are acting like as if this guy predicted, Armageddon or something like that. Like, we get it. He made a good pick last year, but you also got to look at all the other things that he's saying. Come on, like I picked the Raptors to win the finals the year prior when they won the first round. So what does that make me, Nostradamus? No, like I just made a good pick. Doesn't mean I know everything, but Nick Wright pretends to know everything, and for me, I don't know what to say about this guy. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the current state of the Lakers, and what do you think about Nick Wright? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode.